That's right, once again we are not starting on the main menu. I hope I jump scared you well, stranger. Hello everybody, welcome to 1000 Week Reich, which I have not tried out for a very long time. And if you didn't know what 1000 Week Reich is, it's where Germany went a bit sicko mode. Now, I think specifically in the lore, the UK actually peaced out after Dunkirk, maybe? It's been a long time since I read up the lore. So, yeah, the UK just peaced out. Germany, well, they did a thing, and the Soviets didn't feel too fresh, or the French, for that matter, really. Now, I think the last nation I played was the UK, so I want to switch it up a bit today, and maybe do something a little bit different. Apparently, the Russian Republic has a focus tree, so that's looking awfully tempting. Hey guys, welcome to Russia! Population depressing. Yeah, not only are we in Russia, we're also in, you know, Far East Russia, where there's not a lot going on. But currently the nation is in mourning over the death of our late President Kerensky. So we're gonna go ahead and give him, you know, pour one out for the homie. Alright, what's the tech like in this? I can't remember a lot about this mod. There's definitely a few things that I enjoy and a few things I don't enjoy, though, put it that way. So a bit of a lore for you people who like your lore. In the wake of the collapse of the Soviet authority, the United States launched an invasion of the Far East, so essentially we have been born from the bosoms of Uncle Sam. And our great Alexander Kerensky was actually assassinated by the fascist party who bombed the Duma, which, yeah, okay, I'm very interested to see where this is gonna go. Oh, King's dead. Long live the Queen. Surely she'll be around for, like, you know, maybe 20, 30 years. Definitely not very long, right? Hey, Germany. How about you give me one of those fancy bombs you got there in your back pocket? Oh, or the US immediately just one-up that one, Germany. I like how the effect that this gives us is just improves the ongoing political crisis. So I now have options to restore order in our territory, which will make them cause, which that will be pretty useful, gotta say that. Oh, so now we've done that, the end of the Siberian War. So we do own all our land now, which means we are a big boy. Or the biggest loser, you could say. I just actually realized we have a fleet. I mean, it's not very impressive, but it's bigger than Japan. So who got the final laugh there, Japan? Although I think technically Russia, even with this fleet, probably still can beat Japan with no fleet. Tsushima still lives in my heart, alright? Yeah, the Middle East sure looks pretty stable. Alright, now we've unlocked the second part of our tree, and we're gonna have to figure out what's happening here. Oh, well, we opened the Duma back up, and bad news is nobody likes us at all. I think we might need to go with a bit of a rebrand. Also, I don't know what's going on over here, but yeah, I don't like it. Alright, so over here on the right, we can go ahead and bring democracy back to Russia, which sounds like the least Russian thing possible, so we're going over here to the left. A royal immigrant. I'm not too sure where this is going, but I'm just gonna say make sure he doesn't break the law, you naughty boy. Oh, well, there he goes. Sure this won't lead to some absolute chaos. Since nobody likes our current guy, we're gonna go ahead and replace him with the other guy. Hopefully, this means someone will in fact like us. Oh, yep, it's beginning. Germany is exploding. Yep, that's not looking very fresh at all, I gotta say. I just look away for a second and another nation has just exploded out of the mess over here, but the Poles are back somewhere apparently. I can't even see. There they are, the Polish are home. Quite literally, the Polish are home. Army. Oh, and the UK has taken this opportunity to destroy the Danish. Understandable. Alright, with what's happened over here with the Russian fascist party, I am gonna go ahead and restore some order to it, as this is not okay. Fighting in Siberia is just as fun as you'd imagine. Thankfully, we do actually have a fairly competent air force, at least, you know, for what we are. So this is coming in very much handy for just blowing up the AI. There you go. Smell you later. We have grown. We're officially doing something. Alright, so now we've done all that, we've chosen our leader, who is Ivan Mikhailov. We now get a actual proper tree to do some fun stuff with. And first off, we're going to politely ask the Americans for Sakhalin. Thank you very much, Uncle Sam. Next up, it's the time you've all been waiting for. Siberian War. Sure, this will be very fun and full of many supply. Right, with that is Siberia unified. And now we get to run straight into the wall that is the Soviet Union. So we have the option to work with the Chinese or Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam gives us a production efficiency cap of plus 30% and just a minus 5% consumer goods with the Chinese. So I think you know who I'm going with. God bless the USA! That's right. Gamers are now banned. So I'm building up the armed forces now, as eventually we will have to go west. We have land to conquer. Right, things are definitely heating up over here in very chilly Siberia. And because of just the ridiculous buffs I get to all of my production, I think I'm actually keeping up with the Soviets. This is ridiculous. I literally have an efficiency cap of 105%, an 87% factory output. I mean, we're winning. Well, I think it's time for a bit of war. Now, how this is gonna go, I'm not too sure. Fighting in Siberia, not very fun, but I do have the troop advantage at the start, but they'll probably move more over, so hopefully we could just get a bit of a surprise on them. Oh man, even with their troops brought over, I am just absolutely stomping them. That's because I build up supply where we are, when that supply is probably going to disappear very quickly as we get further in here. Oh, I also got some spawned in troops. I'm not too sure where these bad boys come from, but you're going to the front line. Please remain calm. The liberation of Russia from the Bolsheviks is ongoing. That's right, this liberation of Russia is brought and sponsored to you by the military-industrial complex of the United States of America. And so there's another republic of Russia over here? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. There can only be one fake Republic of Russia in the world, and that's me. There we go. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. But again, I have some pretty overpowered buffs. I can also go ahead and reunify Russia. There we go. We are now one. Well, the Russian National Republic has declined our generous offer for peace. So I guess even though I don't think we were at war, we will now be at war because they declined my peace for the war we weren't having. If only there was a term I could use for this undisputed trucking I'm doing across the Russian land. Right. Now we're looking pretty beefy. We are one prime steak-filled beefy republic. Oh, look at that. The Americans are so proud of us for reconquering all of Russia. They're opening up McDonald's in our country. Thank you, Uncle Sam. Well, as much as I enjoyed Vladivostok, the way supply works in Hoi 4 means that all of my capital supply has to go along a railway, which needs to be level 5, which means I have to keep building level 5 railways everywhere. So we're going with Moscow. Lucky for us, we're trying to go ahead and get the Caucasus back under our control, but the Germans, who have stabilized, are trying to regain all this land. So the front line with the Germans in the case of war is going to be quite large. Well, I guess I don't have to declare war on the Germans because they just did it for me. Alright, the Germans kind of got me a little bit by surprise there, which is funny because we fell for the same trick the second time in history now. But I am spamming out some troops and we are stabilizing the line, so hopefully they don't manage to get too far before I beat them up. I managed to do our first little counterattack and cut off all these Germans that were getting a bit too cheeky. Now I will show you how my troops survived in the Siberian wasteland. By eating you. That is our first official counterattack. Just figured out this cool trick. It's called battle planning the Germans. Their troops are just complete garbage. The only problem we're having is that they have so much air supremacy over me that they are just bombing the industry into pretty much nothing at all times. The only bonus I'm getting now is that I'm going into their land and taking their industry to replace my industry, which is currently on fire. Oh, that sweet, sweet black gold. You know, I'm actually actually really surprised I haven't been nuked by Germany yet. I mean, personally, I would have taken the opportunity myself, but I'm still working on those nuclear bombs, so maybe not just yet. Well, literally no one's expecting it. Going to invade Georgia. That really came out of left field, didn't it? You know, just for good measure, we'll get Armenia too. There you go. Wouldn't want anyone feeling left out in my wild ride. Oh, I think we've single-handedly got the Germans on the ropes here. For casualties, I took 1 million, probably from that initial invasion, and the Germans took, oh my god, they look at their troop count. They have no troops. Yeah, I want to go ahead and just say that AI is probably not the best at building troops in this, considering they do take some different equipment for standard infantry. There we go, just for a bit of an investigation on what the AI actually did. It doesn't actually look like they've got any clue what they're doing. I can't really see what the problem might be. I think it might be the anti-tank that's throwing the AI off, so it doesn't actually know it can produce much, but also doesn't really have oh, okay, yeah. They were going for infantry fighting vehicles, that's why. Yeah, they're building troops with a lot of this stuff, and they don't have a lot of this stuff to go around. Their templates don't look that great. And yeah, I think that's something the mod might need to work on a bit. I don't think the AI really understands warfare. I mean, you should probably at least get them to spam out some infantry, because yeah, they're currently building 2 infantry. They think that's enough to stop me. It's kind of the same issue that was in Millennium Door, where you have just so much different equipment that the AI just cannot handle it at all. Also, interestingly enough, the allies, the British and the Americans, didn't really get up to much. Being very political there, aren't you, America? I wonder who you support. I don't actually know what's going on with them. I don't think they really got up to much, and neither did the Italians or the Spanish, which is a little bit disappointing. It just turned into me beating up the Germans. And the only sad part is I can't actually do any justifications or anything because it's in the game rules. So once I've beaten up the Germans, that unfortunately is that. They capitulated just as I lost the anti-German rhetoric. Yeah, I was so anti-German I blew up the entire German state. Alright, time to get map painting. Sadly, there was really much I could do in the peace deal. I can satellite or release many people except the Swiss, the Dutch, and the Austrians. There you go, I can release a few people down here, so I guess I'll get to doing that. And there you go, a new Europe has been carved out, and I've also pushed the Russian border very far west. Although I guess if you consider the fact I started in Vladivostok, I have definitely pushed the border a bit to the left. But there you go. The Germans have been defeated. We've liberated the West. We've reformed Russia under a quote-unquote democracy, quote-unquote, and it was incredibly fun. I mean, the German war was pretty easy, but everything up until then was really good. I still enjoyed rolling over the Germans. It was very nice, and I do want to play more of this mod, so if you guys have any other nations you suggest I play, I think I've already done the UK, and I did the Soviets part of Russia, I think. That's kind of ringing a bell in my head. Yeah, I've definitely done that. Now I've done the Russian Republic. Who should I do next? Should I try America, maybe? Or Japan. Japan apparently has a tree you can go down. I'm not too sure what you can really get up to as them, considering they got absolutely booty clapped by the Americans in this timeline, but we shall see. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. But until next time, my little gravy Timmies, go to bed!